SCX24yep.com.
People beside us.
Is that the long boy?
Yeah.
How do you spell crawl? Is there an E on the end? I go over chance.
Please subscribe.
Is he gonna ring the doorbell? Shoot. Daggone it. What's up, boys? SCX24 tips and tricks. This has been a highly requested video. This has been months since I've done one of these videos, mainly because I ran out of tips and tricks. But we're back, and I think I have enough to make a video. Let's just get right into it. This is something I've talked about briefly before in a different video, but not a tips and tricks video. And this is one of my favorite ones. This comes from No Image. What we have here is a 1.3 sized wheel. The inner ring not being used, but the wheel is attached. So the back piece here attached to the front, it's completely together like it should be, just without the center ring. 1.0 tire. Might need to work the bead back and forth a little bit here to get it to seat properly. But there we go. Without the center ring, the tire stretches right on it. I cannot, this is probably hard to show on camera, but I can't turn the wheel inside the tire. Like, it's locked on there pretty good. And it doesn't want to like fold off of the wheel. I'm sure depending on the weight of your truck, this might cause some problems, but this is a extremely good way to test different tires, because as simple as that, you're pulling it off and the tire doesn't fall off on its own. This is just such a great way to like try different tires, maybe see what they look like. And yeah, Little Guy Racing tire, this is the new 65 millimeter. Just slapped it right on there. The wheel doesn't turn inside the tire. Like, it's tight, it's locked on. The first one I tried was a 57 millimeter Endura Hamrock. So yeah, as of recently, this has been one of my favorite tips and tricks. It's just extremely useful. No Image, thank you very much for this one. Tip number 2. Colored glass, clear glass, tinted windows. Highly requested question. Shout out to Angry Squirrel for this one. This is an Amazon listing, and although this particular listing is unavailable, you can still use some of these keywords. There's like a million listings of this, basically the same thing, but color correction gel light filter. You can pull out some of these keywords and just search for it and find many of the same listings. Oh, that's not the, there we go. Tons of different colors, including clear, including dark for like tinted. And if anyone does happen to get this, make sure you realize there's a film here on both sides that peel off. This is the darker like tint color that I had just shown, so you can still see through it here, but obviously it looks tinted. And to install it, I just cut it to size and put little dabs of glue around the edges. And this is just a quick look at the yellow tinted one that came in the pack. Also, this stuff is very thin, very lightweight. It's not going to be adding a ton of weight to your build. Next up, and something that I've been wanting to show for a while, Haggard Gecko, the inside of the rear tire setup that came on this truck. But real quickly before we take a look at this, squishy front tires and a stiffer rear tire. That's so, like, as you're climbing, the rear has less grip and the front has more grip. So the front kind of is wanting to pull it along. And the point of this is to show you the internals of this tire from Partying Guy Dave. Also, I've already mentioned this before, but another little tip for these Mofo RC wheels. My entire setup is just held together with these two black bolts on the inside here that hold this hub together. So I unscrew those two, the whole back pulls off, and I can switch out the tire. Okay, this is what we have going on here. This is two separate pieces. They are not attached, they're just like squeezed together. This inside piece comes from Crawler Innovations. Right, does he have a website on here? Let me see. Yeah, right there. crawlerinnovations.com. Lots of different foam things, lots of different insert pieces, extremely cheap stuff. This comes from Crawler Innovations. So he has that piece on first, and then he has a piece of foam cut and stretched around it. So what this does is it still has squish, but it's stiffer, and then the sidewalls are significantly stronger than just foam because of this gray piece here, the inner piece. Kind of hard to explain what I'm talking about here. Just know that this is a thing you can do. This is extremely cheap. The rear tires are squishy, but like stiff, they feel good. And then with the 3D printed inserts in the front very squishy, more grip in the front. Yeah. Actually, while we have the Haggard Gecko out, let's quickly talk about that front weight. I've probably talked about this before, but here we go. Brass knuckle, nothing special going on there, just a generic brass knuckle. But then on the outer piece here, this comes from Acres Engineering. Or if you go to the hardware store, you can find very similar washers, chop the top off if you want to, or just leave it whole. And this is just glued right to the knuckle. And actually, while we're on the topic of that, this is something I just saw on Instagram. I don't remember who did this, but they took a brass ring for like the inside of a wheel. They chopped it in half, so it's just a U shape. And then they glued that, I think it was to the knuckle. Sorry, this isn't focusing, but you get the idea. Take a brass ring, chop it in half, somehow glue it on here so it's not in the way of anything, and that's just all the more weight down low. Next up, shocks mounted on the servo. I can't imagine this is something that too many people are going to use, but the main thing here, I just want to talk about how I did it, because you can use this, you can maybe use this idea to do other stuff with it, to mount other stuff this same way. I've seen Texoma and Venge both have their shocks mounted on like the servo area, and I figured out a cheap way to do it. This is the Haggard Lawless build that I'm working on, so I don't want to show too much of it yet, but I will show the shock situation. So what we have here, Muse axle with the Muse servo mount, and then I used an extra set of the servo ears. So like this black piece here that holds the servo is the same thing right here, just turned sideways. And it's just mounted up through the bottom of the servo tray, just like this piece is, but it's just turned sideways, and then that's how I have the shock mounted. Again, I know this isn't going to be like a super useful thing. Not many people are going to mount their shocks to their servo, but maybe this will bring some more ideas, like using this little servo ear thing for something. I don't know. But with doing this, the amount of steering angle I have on this thing is nuts. Alright, there'll be a video on this eventually. I'm still tinkering with it. But I was proud of that one and just wanted to quickly show it. Next up, weathering your stickers. I'm seeing a lot of beat up junky trucks with brand new looking stickers on them. Let me show you guys what I mean. You can take a sticker sheet before peeling the sticker off. Take a little razor blade. Just kind of start lightly. Scratch it up a bit. Go over it a bit. Tear it up a bit in a good way. And then you end up with a beat up looking sticker. You can also take some black or brown and just kind of rub over it to like dirty it up a bit even more. But I think you guys get the idea of what I'm trying to show here. I think it just kind of helps add to the look instead of like a brand new sticker just kind of slapped on there with the rest of the truck being beat up looking. And then another thing you can see on this one, I kind of peeled the edge of it up a little bit there just to make it look like it's old, it's starting to peel off. Just some little things that make it look all the better. Up next, tungsten. This is more of just me sharing a link rather than a tips or a trick. Maximum Velocity. This is a website. Right there's the website, maximumvelocity.com. I wanted to bring this up because this is something I've been asked so many times. So this is like a Pinewood Derby car website, but they have 20 pages of different tungsten options here. Tungsten cubes, you can see here, these are in a Punch Monkey 3D printed weight hanger. Little BBs, big cylinders. So yeah, lots of different options here. This is the website that I've been getting my tungsten from. I'm sure there's plenty of other places you can get it on Amazon. Actually, I don't think I could find the cubes on Amazon, but this has worked well for me, and there it is. I just wanted to quickly show the no image deadbolt. These are the little tungsten cubes that he has on the knuckles, and then on the rear axle there for a little weight. If you haven't seen this build yet, I have a video on it. Super, super unique. One of the most creative and cheap builds, if you're into that. And also, speaking of the tungsten cubes, this is the Haggard Lawless build that I've been working on. I used them for the rear. And then this silver piece here, that you can see the 3 holes in it, it was something like this. This was a little hub adapter spacer thing that came with a set of wheels. I mounted that to the 2 axle holes, and then I glued the tungsten to that. Oh, there you can get a better look at what's going on. So the 2 weight cubes glued on there, keeps the weight super low. Alright boys, this one might be kind of hard to see, but what I'm trying to show is you can see the white transmission gear, and then to the left of that there's like a little threaded part sticking up. Like right here. Let me get the light back on it. Now what's going on here is a stock transmission. That's on the other side of this. Stock transmission. They very commonly split and crack right here. There's 2 mounting holes on the bottom of the stock transmission, and they both very commonly split right here. I've been able to fix this by using a longer bolt and just going right up through the top of it, and then this top part here where the bolt busts out of it, it kind of threads itself in there and holds itself tight. At this point I probably have more than 15 trucks set up using a split stock transmission like this, and it's been fine. So I just wanted to quickly share this. If you have a stock transmission, you split the mounting things, it's not junk yet, you should try doing this, you can still use it. While we still have no images truck handy here, this is something that I missed in the video when I was filming it. The front diff cover. Let me give you guys a minute here and see if you can figure it out. So what we got going on here, this is a 2-piece diff cover. This top part of the diff cover, you can see the Axial logo. This is the stock plastic diff cover, and then like right here he cut it and combined it with a brass diff cover. So from here down, brass diff cover, from here up, stock plastic diff cover. And again, that's just keeping the weight as low as possible. I very much recommend checking out this video if you haven't. I could do a whole tips and tricks video probably just picking out stuff on this truck. Next up, little front slider piece on my Yep Spec build. These are Mofo X15 axles, and this is just a piece of like Lexan plastic that I glued right to the axle, and it kind of acts as like a little slider type thing. Of course this isn't perfect, but it's better than just being the flat axle to hit stuff right there. And then I went a step further, and this, those are 2 little pieces of tungsten that I glued to it. So weight very, very far forward and low. I actually like that little plastic slider thing so much. I also did it on a set of Muse axles. So again, just a thin piece of plastic, Lexan, slippery, and it's glued to the axle, so it's kind of at a slant, and it goes right up into the steering link there. So you hit something, and the truck just kind of, well, hopefully, the truck like pushes up and over it because of that. One more quick bonus tips and tricks before we end this. The Muse links are extremely annoying to thread on the rod end pieces. Somebody asked about this in my live stream last night. At this point, it's probably 2 nights ago. Anyways, somebody just asked about this in the live stream chat, and a lot of people replied saying to heat it up with a lighter, which I assume means heat the black piece up with a lighter and then thread it on to like soften it a bit, maybe. A lot of people in the chat seem to be into this idea. It's not something I've tried, but yeah, I'm sure that'll help somebody. This is always super annoying threading these on. Yeah, I think that's all for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this helps somebody.